Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Your single best idea today, and thank you to Apple for rolling this out. We're really thrilled with the initial effort of, it's a 6 or 7 minute look at two of our guests today. Today we could have done like 10 different guests. I thought Linda Dussel of Federated was mesmerizing. Greg Peters clipping coupons over at PGIM as well. But just a really, really solid show. We're going to do Javier Blas. Come on, folks. We have the surveillance extra virgin correspondent. We're going to go to that in a moment. You got to do Javier Blas, the success of his book in oil. We're going to talk about a different oil. But first, and what happens is we have people that we can book like in a moment's notice. We have people that save us when somebody has to cancel, there's an emergency, whatever. We've got people that, you send out an email, and do you want to be on blah, blah, blah? They go, yeah, sure. And then we've got people that are so crazy busy, it's like a 3-day, 5-day ordeal to get them on. One of those is James Steele. He is at HSBC, Max Kettner, Steve Major over in Hong Kong. James Steele is an absolute institution in gold about more than just where's it going, up, down, sideways, about the culture, the fabric. Are they buying gold in Dubai? What kind of gold are they buying? How does jewelry play in, etc.? And so for days we've tried to get James Steele on with gold moving up, getting near $2,400 an ounce. And of course, every analysis, every article has to begin with China. Here is James Steele on China's buying of gold.
It's a default play. In the case of China specifically, the property markets have been very weak. The equity markets have been very weak. And this narrows the universe that investors, big and small, are likely to look for. And gold is a great safe haven. Now, we're seeing the same thing abroad, but the equity and property markets haven't fallen abroad. And in the case of Western markets, I think what we've seen is asset managers, portfolio managers, and the like have recognized that equities are very high. They have no choice in many cases but to be in the equity markets, but they do have a choice about how they hedge.
James Steele there of HSBC, really informative conversation. Look for that, the entire conversation on Bloomberg Podcast. What's important here is how we treat commodities. They're an odd duck. They've always been. And our heritage is to talk to Global Wall Street about it, Francisco Blanch, Bank of America, Jeff Curry, ex-Goldman Sachs, Ed Morse moving on from Citigroup to Hallmark. But the bottom line is we're always trying to talk to interesting people. And some can be like gold, what's it going to do? And others can be, say, Kona Hake at ED&F, who was on the other day. And Kona Hake is encyclopedic about the softs like cocoa and that. So that's how we're approaching commodities here. Haven't talked much about copper. Eric, we got to do copper. Dr. Copper, we do that as well. And so it's interesting here that we tackle the commodities. Sometimes a commodity is thrown at us. I almost slipped when Javier Blas said to me, Tom, oil. And I said, of course, Brent, West Texas. He said, no. He said, the moonshot, which you've seen in aisle 7 at your grocery store, which is olive oil. Javier Blas has been lights out about this. And, of course, is hilarious about his predilection that you can only have Spanish olive oil. I have no idea the differences, but I actually read about it, and I guess there's some justification to it. Here is a surveillance extra virgin correspondent, the giant of hydrocarbons, Javier Blas, on Spanish olive oil.
Demand olive oil from Spain is always going to be booming. It's excellent. I'm a bit biased, but it's excellent. Prices, yes, good news for connoisseurs of olive oil that enjoy not only the Spanish one, but Portuguese, Italian, and other origins. Prices are starting to come down. It has been raining quite a lot of Southern Europe. The expectation is that the next crop will be better. So prices are wholesale prices are down 20% since the peak in January. We have yet to see these translated into retail prices, but it will come.
We try to be polite there. What happens afterwards? Ferro got upset. Is he goes after Italian olive oil. I have no idea, folks. If you want to email me in, it's out on YouTube live chat. Explain to me which olive oil you prefer. One day we had a bottle of Moroccan olive oil. I just couldn't tell the difference. That's all there is to it. It is single best idea, 2 conversations that we have on Bloomberg Surveillance every day. The show, the arc of the morning on New York Wall Street from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tom Keene and Paul Sweeney with great help from Lisa Mateo and Michael Barr as well. And a cast of thousands. Eric Molo producing our brilliant podcast here. Don't forget, we're out on Apple CarPlay. We're out on YouTube. Bloomberg Podcast is how you search. You go to YouTube. And now I guess there's my ugly face, Sweeney. Sweeney looks out of, he could be in the next James Bond movie. He's like the business guy for Bond. Michael Barr is Michael Barr, and Lisa just looks lovely. So our faces are out there now, which makes it better. You can tune in there. And also, program note. I'm gasping here because I need some olive oil. Program note, Bloomberg Originals. This is new distribution. And it's out on Apple TV, Samsung TV, and Fire TV. So look for us on Apple CarPlay, on YouTube, and on Bloomberg Originals. Good morning.